And the fourth race is the opening leg of Sunday's Triple Trio, and there's a fair bit to digest in this field. A couple of first starters, Class 4, 1,200 metres for the Sunbird handicap. Beauty Mission drops in grey, drawn 14. Zach Purton, Super Sunny Singh can't draw a gate. He's back out in 13 again. Untold Riches is first up. He's put on 32 pounds since he last raced. August Moon now with Jamie Richards. Does have the blinkers going back on and the tongue tie on for the first time. Daring Pursuit is a newcomer to Casper Found's barn. The tongue tie goes on for the first time. Glenelly Generals has dropped weight. Mark Ten's a newcomer for Wagner Borges and Ricky Yu, son of Ifraj. Further down, the Gallant Hero, Snow a Lot ran well last start. King Ekalente has trolled okay since his last start run. And United We Stand up to 1,200 metres, 5 zip course and distance for United We Stand. He can go forward to Nick. He's got that 1,000-metre pace, and to August Moon, they might be positive with him potentially from the new yard.
Yeah, and the likes of Untold Riches has also shown good speed in the past. He's drawn 8, so we'll just come across. Mac 10, a newcomer, looks interesting. He's a big, solid horse as well. And King Ekalente down on the inside, he's drawn in gate number 1, so they might try and push a bit closer with him. And Great For You's also got a bit of pace. He showed that on his only start, Paul.
He did, didn't he? And look, he's drawn awkwardly, so he's likely to come across, I think. Gallant Hero's finally got a barrier draw as well. He's been drawing wide. Actually, Great For You's drawn 5. He hasn't drawn awkwardly at all. So he should be able to get a nice run, as you say. Super Sunny Sing's the one that's drawn awkwardly, and I think he's going to have to go back. Yeah, he's got another very awkward draw to Super Sunny Singh so far. He's had 13, 10, 12 and 13, and the man to do the riding out of barrier 13 is Derek Long. He spoke to Nick Friday morning at the track.
Derek, Super Sunny Singh is one of your mounts come Sunday afternoon. That was a really big run last time with a tough trip.
Yes, last time he just first start back, and he carried top weight with the outside draw is tough for him, and he still finished very strong. So we're all happy, and this time we have a back draw again. So hope can find a bit of luck to slot in somewhere around midfield.
How do you overcome that draw, Derek? I mean, the poor horse has had wide draws all his life. Is it just a case of taking him back and riding for a little bit of luck with him?
Well, last time we have outside draw, but after you jump, you can see that couple horse around him with the back position is a lot of good horse to follow. So the best horse is there in front, so you don't want to be too far back with the top weight. You just couldn't catch them. So I'd rather see him midfield 3 wide rather than take him the last. And it's tough way for him, but he still finished good.
He won second up last season. Now he won on easier ground. Last time was quite quick ground. Do you feel he handled that quicker ground okay?
I think he can handle both track, and he's still only a couple races. He only have a couple races, and when the young horse carry the top weight, it's always a challenge for him. And with the outside draw, so just a little more luck.
That race last time, he ran the second quickest sectional home, so he's got that electric turn of foot, which is always going to stand him in good stead, isn't it?
Yes, but all depends the first 400 where he can slot in. If he's too far back, the top weight, doesn't matter how fast he can finish, it's still quite difficult for him.
Derek Lung on Super Sunny Singh, the early but loose favourite for the first leg of the TT. We can move on from him and have a look at plenty of others in this race. Snow a Lot, Paul. I didn't mind him going into this last start. He ran third, got a fair way back. This was the Beauty Tycoon race. Yeah, and so look, he ran on nicely enough, didn't he? And One Voice will probably start favourite and hopefully win the previous race. But look, Snow a Lot, it was slightly held up as well. Once he got into the clear, he finished off nicely enough. He was no match for the first 2, but it's still a good run. Barrier 11, he'll get back. Yeah, handicap has left him off this mark. He has got a couple of extra pounds to carry, mind, just given the way this race is sort of framed. But no, he did do all his best work late, which was nice to see. Yep, certainly was. So now Untold Riches, there's always a few question marks when he goes to the races. Untold Riches, because he's had numerous issues. Nick, blood on the track here last time out. He's put on a fair bit of weight too over the off-season. He's a relatively big horse too. Yeah, 12.88 is what he's weighing in at this Sunday. So he is a big boy, isn't he? But I didn't mind this trial. I thought he's done it comfortably enough, well within himself. And he does race well fresh. He has won first up in the past, and that was the 3 starts back when scoring. So that form has also held up quite nicely. Yeah, the body increase was the one that really worried me with this horse. And there is a bit of pace underneath him. He might eventually get to the lead, but he's going to have to work, I thought. August Moon from a new barn. Jamie Richards with this 5-year-old son of highly recommended Paul. He's another one that's put on weight. Trial wasn't bad. That, of course, was Sergeant Pepper there on the inside, and he was just beaten Wednesday night.
Yeah, it was a good run from Sergeant Pepper. Now, this horse, I think, will go forward. He's been going forward in his trials. He's won off 48, so he's up to a high rating of 56. But the blinkers are back on. The tongue tie goes on him again. So there's a few gear changes there.
Yeah, and Jamie mentioned that, didn't he? That would be a trait at the stable with tongue ties and cross nosebands, so it certainly won't be any detriment to his chance. But not from Free Fresh, I'd sooner watch him here.
Daring Pursuit, a newcomer, was a 60,000 NZB yearling. Tony Pike trained him in New Zealand. Nick, he won a couple of trials there, and his trials here have been pretty good too.
Yeah, I've quite liked them actually, Tom. There he is in the green, white and black colours there, and I thought he did it quite nicely here at Happy Valley. Really nice nice sort of trial performance. He's down one up to 1,700, and interesting fact, Paul, the second dam actually produced Oscar Glory, who runs in race 2.
There we go. Just keep it in the family. 4 trials here for him, £11.95. I've liked them. I'm including him.
Mark 10, NZB yearling for 240,000. He's also had 4 trials, Paul. I think the trials looked okay with this guy too.
Yeah, I've included him as well. I think this are wide open races. £12.64. I'll be interested in Jenny's assessment of Mark 10. He's a big horse by Ifraj, barrier number 2, so he should get a nice enough run.
Yeah, and had all that experience in New Zealand as well, didn't he, as far as the trials were concerned. So he should be well prepared for a race like this, and we'll be interested to see him, given that he is on the larger side.
Yes, righto, Dublin Star. He was forward in this trial, Paul. I think you're keen to make a case for him despite a wide draw.
Yeah, he's really well rated, this horse. That's the reason. I think it's a wide open race. He's won off 64 and he's down to this rating of 53. And I've liked this trial. I mean, the horse in front, Lightning Warrior, is obviously not running. He was due to run, and he would have been close to favourite in his race. I thought it was a good trial.
Yeah, 0 from 10 last season, but with that, he has dropped to a very handy sort of mark, so he might be able to bounce back.
Gallant Hero, Nick, you're going to make a case from him from a low draw. He was only beaten a length and a half last time out. Form out of the race is good too that he was in last start.
Yeah, really like that run, Tom. That was up over 1,400 metres. So I think coming back in trip might be a slight negative, but this is his trial from Chung Fa recently. Look, read into it what you will. It was an 800-metre trial, but he wasn't put under any real pressure. And I just like that last start when we saw him last. He's actually put on 15 pounds as well. So I thought in an open race, Paul, he was as good a chance as any.
Yeah, it is a real open race, and he's drawn well. He's been drawing wide 10, 12 and 12 in his last 3 starts. So from a barrier draw of 4, he should get a more economical run.
Wide open, all right. So more replays than you can shake a stick at for this particular race number 4. So who are we going with, Paul?
We'll go with Dublin Star at a price. He should be 25 to 1 plus. He's a pretty handy horse in his days. Nick said didn't win last season, but he ran some pretty good races, and as such, he's dropped down the ratings. So he's on top to beat Super Sunny Singh. Just have to overcome that wide draw. And then the first 2 first starters, Daring Pursuit and Mark 10. 6, 2, 7 and 9.
Yeah, I'm going Gallant Hero in this. Obviously, very open race, as we've spoken about. But he's always looked like he's a horse who just needed a little bit of time. And I think he might just be getting to a point where he will be winning one. So Gallant Hero on top, the 11, over Super Sunny Singh, who looks a live chance given that good run last time out. Daring Pursuit's one that I've thrown in. I haven't minded his trials so far. And Untold Riches, good record fresh. We'll throw him in as well. 11, 2, 7, 3.
That is the preview for the first leg of Sunday's triple trio, which looked like a right minefield, and the favourite is Super Sunny Thing from the wide draw at 5.2.